Welcome to Madrid Reviews. This is your host, Christian Madrid, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about F1. Let's get to the review now, yo. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, I just watched F1, the movie, and it was great. I don't really watch F1 and not a really big fan of like racing cars and F1, but I did enjoy the hell out of this movie, and it gave me a nice perspective on F1 I didn't really know before seeing the movie, and it made it seem interesting. Joseph Kosinski did a magnificent job directing this movie, as he knows how to direct a summer blockbuster. I mean, 3 years ago, he directed Top Gun Maverick, highest grossing movie of 2022. That was one of my favorite movies of 2022 as well. It's such a terrific movie, and he does it again with F1, and he knows how to give the people what they want, as I think this will be, a very crowd-pleasing movie. It's the ultimate crowd pleaser, this kind of movie. A great sports drama out there for us. The writing is great, as the story is great, and it tells enough story to get you interested in the racing, It's not story heavy, but it gives us enough. There's no doubt that this movie mainly focuses on the races more than anything else, which is what I loved about the film, as 2/3 of the film, I would say, is solely racing. That's what you want in a sports film, the focus on the sports aspect. The racing scenes are great. They're magnificent, as race car sequences have never looked better than this film, and I think F1 fans will be pleased with these moments in the films, and I think F1 fans will like this movie. The acting is great in this film, as Brad Pitt, gives a great performance. He's one of my favorite actors ever. Javier Bardem also gives a great performance, and also Damienson Idris, also, he gives a great performance as well. He seems like a good up-and-coming actor, I can't wait to see him in more stuff, He did a great job in this movie. The cinematography helps make these scenes look great and feel intense with its great camera work, there's great close-ups, POV shots, and wide shots throughout. And the production design is great, as I love how this film is shot on actual racetracks, and it adds, realism to this film, some great set pieces and locations used throughout the film. The sound design is fantastic in this film, as the car sounds are loud and full of energy, in this film. And, the sound is used very well in it. It kind of acts like its own character, Great sound design in this movie. The effects are great and have a great balance of both practical and CGI, which it goes unnoticeable in this movie. I love the soundtrack of this film, as it meshes well with the race scenes and has some great music choices, from Led Zeppelin in the beginning. It plays Hold Our Love, I think just a perfect way to start this movie and kick us off, great song choice in the beginning. And then it plays some Chris Stapleton, Queen, and at the end, some an Ed Sheeran song, and many more, it's a great soundtrack. The editing is great in this film, as it's a long film, it's 2.5 hours long, but it never drags, and it justifies its runtime and speeds on through. Overall, F1 is a great movie, and it's one of my favorites of the year. It's definitely, in my top 10 so far of this year. Within the next week or so, I'm going to be doing my top 10, the first half of 2025. This will definitely be in it, and I highly recommend watching F1, the movie, especially for F1 and sports fans alike, So check it out. I'm giving this film an A. We're eating really good watching this movie. This is In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's type shit. Alright, y'all. It's the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment on whether you have seen this movie or excited to see it. And if you've seen it, let me know your thoughts. What's your favorite sports movie? I think mine, probably Field of Dreams. I love Field of Dreams. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and alert so know when to drop a new review. Appreciate you all for watching. See you on the next one. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time you're watching this. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch me talk about movies. Thank you. Bye-bye.